There's a thin line between brilliance and madness, and in the world of crime, some walked it perfectly. No violence, no chaos, just precision, planning, patience. The kind of crimes so flawless, they sound like fiction. Tonight, we count down 10 real-life heists that defied logic, time, and technology itself. And some of these thieves were never caught. Before we open the vault, subscribe to Real Take Unfiltered, because the deeper we dig, the more you'll realize perfection sometimes hides in the dark. At number 1, the Antwerp Diamond Heist. The School of Thieves, Belgium, 2003, $100 million in diamonds. Gone. No alarms, no noise, no trace. The vault was supposed to be unbreakable. Motion sensors, heat detectors, steel locks. But a team of Italian thieves, calling themselves the School of Turin, studied it for years. They rented offices in the same building, installed fake walls, and built replicas of the vault to practice. When they struck, they moved like ghosts, bypassing sensors with aluminum, copying keys, cutting lights. By morning, the vault was empty. Authorities called it the world's greatest heist. The jewels never recovered. At number 2, the Great Train Robbery, £2.6 million on the rails. UK, 1963. It was the perfect setup, a fake signal light on a lonely British track. The mail train stopped, expecting repairs. Instead, 15 men boarded and walked away with what would be £50 million today. They used no guns, just timing, teamwork, and luck. Police caught most of them, but the money, still missing. Some believe a part of it was hidden, never found, never spent. At number 3, Banco Central Burglary. The Tunnel Job, Brazil, 2005. They started with a fake landscaping company, but beneath that shop, they were digging 250 feet toward the Banco Central vault. When they broke through, they took $70 million in cash. No alarms, no witnesses, no camera caught a single move. When police found the tunnel, it had lighting, support beams, even air conditioning. Only one was ever arrested. The rest? They disappeared into the same dirt they crawled out of. Subscribe to Real Take Unfiltered, because some stories aren't written in ink. They're carved in concrete and crime. At number 4, Hatton Garden Heist. The Old Men's Job, UK, 2015. They were pensioners, average age 63, but they pulled off one of the biggest jewelry heists in British history. They drilled through concrete, cut alarm wires, and filled bags with over £14 million in gold and diamonds. They weren't professionals anymore, just old men who missed the thrill. Their message to the world? Age doesn't stop ambition. At number 5, the Gardner Museum Heist. Art that disappeared. USA, 1990. 2 men dressed as cops entered Boston's Gardner Museum at 1 a.m. They tied up the guards and walked out with $500 million in art. Rembrandts, Vermeer, Degas. Not one piece has ever resurfaced. The museum still leaves the empty frames hanging on the wall, a reminder of beauty lost to shadows. At number 6, the Lufthansa Heist. The Mafia Jackpot, New York, 1978. Inside JFK Airport, a mob-connected crew stole $6 million in cash and jewels from a Lufthansa cargo vault. It was clean, quick, silent, but the aftermath, bloody. Every insider connected to it vanished within weeks, one by one. The money funded mob wars and movie scripts. Yes, Goodfellas was based on this job. No one was ever charged. At number 7, the Securitas Depot Robbery. The Disguise of Fear, UK, 2006. They kidnapped a bank manager's family, forced him to unlock the Securitas cash depot, $92 million inside. No alarms, no deaths, but pure terror. They wore silicone masks military gear, and vanished before sunrise. To this day, most of the money has never been traced. At number 8, the Mt. Gox Bitcoin heist. The invisible robbery. Japan, 2014. The world's largest Bitcoin exchange suddenly drained. $450 million vanished overnight, not stolen by guns, but by lines of code. The servers were wiped, records missing, and the CEO left in shock. Some say it was an inside job. Others believe the thief still walks free, hiding behind an anonymous wallet. The first digital ghost crime in history. At number 9, Dunbar Armored Robbery. The Inside Job. USA, 1997. Alan Pace worked security at Dunbar Armored until he realized he could rob it himself. He studied shift schedules, camera angles, and weaknesses. One night, he and his crew struck. $18 million gone in 30 minutes. The FBI said it was flawless, until years later, a friend tried spending marked bills. Greed caught him, not guilt. And last, number 10, D.B. Cooper, the man who jumped into history. USA, 1971. He boarded a flight with a briefcase, told the crew he had a bomb, demanded $200,000 and a parachute. After landing to collect the cash, he jumped from the plane mid-air and vanished into a thunderstorm. No trace, no parachute, no body. Some say he died in the fall. Others think he's still alive, living quietly, decades later, smiling every time his name comes up. These weren't just crimes, they were puzzles, solved by no one. Proof that even in a world of cameras, data, and control, there's still room for ghosts in the system. Every heist tells a story, not of greed, but of genius, obsession, and the need to disappear perfectly. Which of these heists fascinated you most? Subscribe and comment below, and tell us which one deserves its own full episode next. Because here, on Real Take Unfiltered, truth doesn't just vanish, it hides in plain sight.